back to my Let's Play Grand Prix Legends, or Let's Race Grand Prix Legends, and today we're finally back in the championship after those 5 non-championship rounds. Months have passed, and we are back racing for points once again. And of course, today we are at Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix. It goes without saying, this is probably one of the most prestigious races, you know, any driver would want to win. It's right up there at the Indianapolis 500 and 24 Hours of Le Mans. It's one of the 3 great races in the world. So today I will be racing 15 laps compared to the 100 that was done in the real Grand Prix, a really grueling event. This track is just so tight and twisty, and I'll talk about it more in a second, but it's a very tough race just to finish, and you can see that in the results. I mean, there was only 9 cars to actually finish the race, and you know, only 3 on the lead lap in the end. So in real life, Graham Hill won from Lorenzo Bandini, and Jackie Stewart finished 3rd, and only his first try. And you notice Jim Clark's not in the results, and I mentioned this last race, but that's because he's in America racing in the Indianapolis 500. So he missed the 2nd race of the championship, which sounds like it would be, really detrimental to trying to win the title. But back in the 60s, in 1965, I believe only 6 out of the 10 championship rounds actually counted for points, so you could afford to miss a few. And we'll be reflecting that here. So why don't we take a look, since it's been so long, we'll take a look at the championship right now. You can see John Surtees up top from Dan Gurney and Graham Hill. We've only had the 1 race in South Africa, so the points reflect that. You can see me all the way down in 18th position, no points, but it's not as bad as it sounds. I think I can bounce back from it. I might as well be 7th, since only the top 6 score points. It doesn't matter once you're below the top 6. We're all tied at 0 points. You can see Jim Clark down there with 0 points again from the first Grand Prix. He had some sort of mechanical problem as well, so he wasn't able to score points. And now missing this race, this is 2 races that he's not going to have any points for. So it should be interesting to see how the championship plays out. So why don't we take a look here at the starting grid for today's race. See up top, Graham Hill got the pole from John Surtees, Jackie Stewart in 3rd, and there I am in 4th place. I put in an awesome lap right in the final moments of qualifying. I was sitting about 7th position, around where I'd normally be, and went out one more time and crossed the line with the checkered flag, and just happened to improve my best lap. And yeah, it's great because this track is so hard for passing. Let's take a quick look at the map for those of you who aren't familiar with the circuit. It remains relatively unchanged even to this day. The biggest changes are down at the end of the lap here. The chicane is very, very quick, and probably a little too quick in the sim, but it's almost just a straight line threading the needle through there to brake super hard into back then, since you have so much speed. And then this end of the lap here, today the swimming pool's there with this extra few corners, so it's a bit different down there. And we have the tight hairpin at the end of the lap, just as tight as the one up here after Mirabeau. Looking at the track, it's just so tight and narrow, it's going to be so hard to pass. I'm thinking Mirabeau is going to be the only place I might be able to sneak up the inside of somebody. Coming over the hump at Casino, it's going to be hard to get a good run. So it's just going to be, I'm starting 4th, so picking up positions isn't going to be super necessary. It's going to be mostly defending early on, and then seeing if I can maybe pass 1 or 2 cars and get a podium, and who knows what will happen from there. So yeah, why don't we get going with the Monaco Grand Prix 1965. Alright, sitting on the grid here, got Jackie Stewart to my left, John Surtees' teammate right in front of me, waiting for the flagman. Flag is up, down right away, we're underway. I'm getting blocked in slightly from Surtees, but it looks like I cleared Stewart to the outside. I'm going to slide in front of him with single file into the first corner, which is a good idea. Tires fighting for grip, this circuit especially, it's hard to get heat into the tires since it's so slow. It's going to take almost a third of the race to get any sort of heat into them. Over the top of the ridge here and into Casino. Avoid this bump to the outside, down into Mirabeau. Looks like Jackie Stewart's not right on me. quicker, but I can't. There's just no place to get past. Going through this super tight section. Right behind my teammate, you see Graham Hill in front of Surtees in the lead. Oh, and almost tapped the back of my teammate there. Would have not been good. Through the tunnel now. To be careful on the exit here that we don't hit the curbing. Over this hump and through this super fast chicane. And hard braking into Tabak. Oh, locking up the left front a little bit, sliding a little wide. Braking hard again for this final hairpin. Oh, I'm running a little wide again. See Jim Clark in my mirrors here, completing the first lap. I got the third position from him. He's going to want that back. Just have to hit my marks here. I've fallen back from Surtees quite a bit now. To slide away from me. Coming over Casino, trying to get to the right of that bump as much as I can. Around the hairpin here, running a little too hot into it. It's very easy to overshoot the exits. And all the time trying to stay inside this sidewalks here with this curbing on the edge of it. Might not look too extreme, but it can really upset the car. It's throw you for a spin, or maybe even damage suspension or something. Over the top of the hill again, threading the needle, getting a little loose on the exit, having to get out of it. Don't want to throw the car into the harbor here. Paul Hawkins actually talked about this before. Did it this year. 1965. He's the last guy to ever get a car in the water. I think the second only. Again, too hot into that final chicane, or final hairpin. So you can see John Surtees pulling ahead of me here. Also, Jackie Stewart's not right on me this lap, so I pulled a little bit of a gap there. But all is not lost. Traffic here can be a major problem. It's just so hard to get around a car, even if you're much quicker. They just occupy so much of the track. You have to wait for the right corner to get around them, and it can lead to some interesting situations. Cars just getting held up behind slower lap traffic can be extremely frustrating. But I don't know how much of that's going to happen in this short race. And it is a short race, but it's, for what we've been running, it's actually not too short. 15 laps is a decent length. Just so fast through there. Corner's been a topic of much debate recently in the Grand Prix Legends community as to how accurate it actually is. And it's obviously a little too quick in the sim. It's able to straight line it too easy, but if that's the most inaccurate thing, I'm willing to take it. Nice through the hairpin that time. Take a look. P3, 12 laps to go. I can taste the champagne. Can't let my thoughts drift to that too soon, though. There's still a lot of racing to happen. Second gear, sliding the car. Tires are starting to come up to temperature a little bit. The left sides will heat up quicker before the rights here, just because of the number of left-handed corners. Or right-handed corners, rather. On this track, especially if you're really planning on making it the whole race, you never really feel like you're going as fast as you could. It was kind of half on the throttle, just balancing the car. You can't give it that 100% here. At least I can't without having the risk of putting it in the wall. Through that chicane one more time. Oh, running a little wide into Tabac. Such a hard braking zone, it's very easy to run wide on the exit. Having to brake earlier than you think for this final hairpin. The left-hand sweeper right before it really upsets the car under heavy braking. Potentially that could be another passing zone if you're pretty daring. You can see I haven't lost contact with Jackie Stewart yet. He's right there behind me. You know, in this race, it's probably not, so famous for the actual track, but it's just the atmosphere that you get twisting in these city streets. Even in the 1960s, it was a bit of a weird kind of track, much going back to the 1930s, 1920s Grand Prix racing, pre-war Grand Prix stuff, racing through city streets. And today, even more so, it's such a strange track. Threading the needle. Nice through Tabac that time. A little bit slow on the exit of the hairpin. I can see Jackie Stewart in my mirror. Right on me now. He wants this third position back, but just as I would have to find a way around him, he's gonna have to find a way around me. I'm not gonna make it easy for him. Braking hard into Mirabeau. Each of these corners, so much has happened in history in all of them. It's just a track with so many stories. Working hard again. If not physically draining, this track would just be so mentally tiring to navigate for 100 laps. Touching the curbing, going in up the hill, concentration, lapsing for just a second, luckily able to get away with it this time. Looking around the hairpins here. Stewart's still chasing me. Shifting to fifth before we get over that hill to make sure the RPMs don't peak too much as the car gets light. Of course, thinking back, it's been a while now, but it's just the last championship race that I blew my engine. Don't want something similar to happen in the second one. See on the inside of the track here, pit lane is right on the track, and there are a few tracks, you know, without walls between the pit lane, but this one is just so close to the actual racing line. Can't imagine what it would be like for a mechanic, you know, working on a car while 10 feet away the cars fly by at 100 miles an hour. Quite trying, testing. Breaking down into first gear, Mirabeau. To me, the best place to pass. Missing the apex slightly there. Not going flat out that time. And I can see Surtees in front, possibly being held up by a slower car. Giving me the opportunity I need to catch up artificially. We see a slow car to the inside. Looks like it'll be my task to find my way around. Coming up to probably one of the most difficult places on the whole circuit to get around a car. Not sure who it is. For Casino now. Not going to be close enough to try him into Mirabeau, unfortunately. Looks like one of the Hondas. Just no place to get around. It's really holding me up now. Jackie Stewart right on me. Wave my fist at him, get out of the way. Just no place to get around. Taking up the whole circuit. Tupac, slow as ever, just infuriated by this. Working hard for this final hairpin again. Maybe I'll be able to sneak by as my teammate did on the front stretch here. And he stays off to the inside. Thanks for nothing. Making my day even more complicated. Clear track, at least for a little while. Concentrate on putting a couple good laps together. Hopefully keeping this gap with Stewart up. Spectators right on the edge of the track. You can see some videos sometimes of people just walking on these sidewalks even as the cars race past. Photographers and things, taking their lives into their own hands. Getting onto the curbing there slightly, unsettling the car. No sign of Surtees and Hill in front. Obviously that lap behind the Honda there was very, it didn't help me at all. Through Tabac, luckily able to keep it out of the wall. One touch on the wall here really can mess up your suspension. Locking the left front, getting out of shape around that slight left-hand corner before the hairpin. I mean, at this point, you'd have to think that I might be beat up front, but I can definitely hold off Stewart here. You never know, mechanical problems might happen to either Hill or Surtees. Bandini is also in this race, of course. I'm in front of him. I don't know, how much, but it's good for the team. I'm not the last Ferrari over the line. Oh, locking the left front there. So tough to get around the hairpins. As we got another slow car up front here. Hopefully catch him in a good spot again. Looks like I might be catching him on the front stretch. Should be good. There's a little bit of space there to get around. Down to second into Tabak. Sliding the car a little bit. Shifting down the gears, getting a little sideways. Almost did a full lock up there. Was able to save it. Car's gonna go slow to the inside, let me pass. It's a little better, thank you. Losing track of how far into the race we are. Imagine we're a decent length. I can see more traffic ahead too. As this race would progress, especially with the full Grand Prix, you'd just be constantly trying to find your way around cars. You can imagine at some point something's got to give and mistakes will be made. But again, we're just twisting through the city streets. Looks like the traffic might have held up Stewart behind me quite a bit, which is good for me. Cooper here in front of me. Looks like Jochen Rindt, of course, champion in 1970, posthumously lost his life at Monza that same year. At this point, he was just a up-and-coming F1 star, and he blocks me a bit into Tabak. Get up the inside of him, thank you. Not an ideal pass, but not too bad. Didn't lose too much time. Can always hope that the cars in front may have lost a bit more time. Check my pit board this time around. P3, 3 laps to go. I can taste it. Heart is racing. Keep my cool, make sure I hit my marks. Nice set of corners there. Allowing myself to concentrate as hard as I can through the tunnel. Love the little light bulbs on the inside. Not taking the ideal line that time through the chicane. I can see Surtees in front, possibly being held up again. Me to think for just 1 second. I can still have a chance at this. I think by now we know who's quicker. And I can see another Honda in front of Surtees, of course. Of course, I know Graham Hill's the only guy actually in front of Surtees, so it's a slow car again. building up massively. Right on them now. Surtees will not be happy about this. There's just no place to look to pass. Just so few laps left, I don't want to take any chances. I've made it this far. Through the chicane, a little sideways there. To keep it together. Presumably, in front stretch, this Hondo let us pass. Might be Ginther, the American. Oh, massively slow here. See if I can. Oh, he's not gonna let me by. I'm thinking twice about it, but I'm not able to catch up to him in time. And this hurts any chance I might have had to maybe challenge Surtees. Stay right on him through Casino, coming up, maybe pass him into Mirabeau. Inside lane does open up a little. He's not leaving me any space. Come on. There's something to be said about gentleman driving, letting a faster competitor pass, and I can see now Jackie Stewart in my mirrors, what I didn't want. Hard into Tabaxi if I can maybe pass him where I did that Cooper earlier on up the inside. He lets me by. Final hairpin here. See the checkered flags now. Coming across in third. My first Formula One podium. It was well deserved in my book. In total, not a terribly exciting race, as in fighting for position and things, but just keeping the car clean, keeping it off the walls, watching out for those slow cars. That obviously played such a big part in the race. And then even thinking I had the chance to maybe get around Surtees, it's better than I could have hoped for. I think it all came from the start there. I was able to get in front of Stewart. Even though I was, stuck behind Hill and Surtees. I'm imagining Hill probably won since I was, looking at the back of Surtees. But of course, we'll check the results. What a interesting championship. You look at, we're here this week, or the first round with East London, kind of a normal, just club track or something. Pretty quick though, wide open. No walls right next to it. Then we come here to Monaco, street circuit, super tight, super twisty, walls on all sides, lined by spectators. Next race will be at Spa-Francorchamps, through the forest, massively quick track, very dangerous, but just such a different world than this, and to think, somebody has to do well at all these tracks to win the championship really lets you know what a world championship is. Congratulate my teammate on the second place. Not a bad day for Ferrari. We'll have to see where Bandini might have placed. Here, come to the pit stall to end the race. Alright, exit the car here. We'll take a look at the final results. So after 15 laps, we have here Graham Hill wins it, just as in real life, from John Surtees, second place, and me in third place. Richie Axelson to pick up the 4 points, which would be awesome for the championship. We see down, we had 3 accidents actually. Bruce McLaren, Frank Gardner, and Paul Hawkins. I wonder if Hawkins threw it into the bay, as in real life. So why don't we take a quick look right here at the points championship before we go. So now, still doing great results. John Surtees able to keep his lead on the championship with 15 points. Scoring the first place, now the second place. Graham Hill's in second overall with 13 points. And Dan Gurney is still in third, tied for third with Jackie Stewart, even though he wasn't in Monaco, obviously, as well, racing in the Indianapolis 500. I move up to fifth spot, with my 4 points. From there, Bandini's right behind me, 3, Bratham, and then Sifford. So overall, pretty tight championship so far, but that could be expected after just 2 rounds. But anyway, that's the Monaco Grand Prix. Overall, pretty tiring event. Quite a long race, actually. So yeah, that's this video. If you enjoyed it, please comment or like, subscribe, tell me what I can do better, and I'll see you guys next time at Spa-Francorchamps.